So, herzlich willkommen, Leute.
Ja.
Eine neue Folge JazzrockTV live am Donnerstagabend.
Ja.
Hör mal, ich habe Ärger bekommen letztes Mal, ne?
Ja, weil wir nicht Donnerstag
Nee, wir waren nicht Donnerstag. Da kamen heftige Beschwerden. Also,
ja.
wir sind wieder im alten Modus.
Ich habe keine Beschwerden bekommen, aber ich habe auch keine Fans. Von daher.
Die trauen sich nicht, dich anzusprechen.
Nein. Aber ich freue mich, dass wir wieder Donnerstag sind. Und ich kann gleich sagen, nächste Woche Donnerstag wird es auch wieder schwierig. Da müssen wir einen anderen Tag suchen.
Ah ja, wir kriegen alles irgendwie geregelt.
Wir werden finden. Es gibt ja noch ein paar. Und Leute, seid nicht böse, aber ihr könnt es ja auch immer noch im Replay.
Wir können ja dann, wenn wir das nicht Donnerstag machen, machen wir Donnerstag so ein Live-Replay. macht man da heutzutage
oder so. Ja. Hör mal, heute haben wir jemanden zu Gast, der Schlagzeug spielt, oder?
Ja, der macht irgendwie nicht nur Schlagzeug, das ist ja so ein Tausendsasser, der werden wir gleich erfahren. Und ich muss ja sagen, können wir ja gleich mit ihm darüber sprechen, ich habe ihn ja schon mal besucht zu einem Interview, was dann audiomäßig ein bisschen in die Hose gegangen ist. Aber das war sehr cool. Ich glaube, das war im Sommer bei 45 Grad im Schatten. Haben wir bei ihm im Garten gesessen. Und wir hatten die Band, in der er spielt, auch schon in der Folge, ne?
Ja, ich habe es mal aufgerufen. Ich kann es sagen, es war die weg. Es war 2015 und hier unser Archiv spuckt es gleich wahrscheinlich aus, wenn ich den Namen richtig schreibe. Dann wird's was. Folge 92 im März.
Ja, schon was her, ne? Genau.
Ja, ist gut 5 Jahre her. Aber hör mal, jetzt drummermäßig, ne? Ich erzähle ja immer von meiner Chicoria Academy.
Ja.
Und jetzt hat Chicoria einen Workshop online gestellt mit Robert Glasper. Kennst du den?
Ja, klar.
So ein Pianist, der kommt so vom Gospel und macht so Neo-Soul, Hip-Hop-Zeug und so, ne? Und dann hat der Robert gesagt, komm, wir spielen mal so Drunk-Funk.
Was für ein Ding?
Also so Drunk-Funk, besoffenen Funk. Ne? Das heißt, der Keyboarder spielt irgendwie so die Chords irgendwie nicht in Time, aber cool. Ne?
Ja.
Und Chicoria saß am Schlagzeug und er kann ja auch ganz gut Schlagzeug spielen und spielte dann, und wie es seine Art ist, communicating with the musicians, ist er dann auf den Drunk-Funk so eingestiegen, ne? Und sagt der Robert Glasper, nee, Chicks, so
geht das nicht.
Du musst den Beat halten und ich spiele Drunk. Ich bin besoffen, du nicht. Also sehr, sehr lustig. Also in der Drummer-Welt ist einiges los so an Raffinessen.
Ja, absolut.
Ne? Also was da jetzt gerade so abgeht. Und ich freue mich total, dass wir heute einen großartigen Schlagzeuger hier begrüßen können.
Genau, damit ihr mal wisst, wen wir jetzt gleich hier begrüßen, haben wir einen kleinen Clip von ihm. Und dann holen wir ihn hier dazu. Ne? Los geht's.
Ja.
So, welcome, Sebastiaan.
Hi. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. That's really cool.
Cool to have you here. You know, second time. You know, the first time, as I said in the beginning, you know, kind of we failed in some audio production. So our great, you know, 3-hour interview at your backyard. You know, kind of.
Yeah, but we had a very nice barbecue. Come on.
It was so amazing
What's more important?
to be your guest, you know, in the backyard with your parents, your kids, you know, and that was an amazing day.
Yeah, that was really great. You're welcome anytime.
So we saw your kids in the clip, right?
Two of them.
Two of them, and they most likely, as we can see in the clip, they love the clip, I assume. Huh?
Oh yeah, I actually I heard it so many times again afterwards because they all got it. Well, like my middle son had it on his little like an iPad kind of thing, and he was playing it all the time. Yeah, absolutely. That was really so much fun to make, and I have to really thank my good buddy Helge Rudolph, who did that with me, yeah, he's just he was always there to help me out with these kind of things. So that's really good.
Looks like you always have a drum kit with you wherever you are. In the woods,
well,
in the bathroom.
Luckily, no. I think people, well, no, that wouldn't be a nice thing, right? If I come show up at every party with a no.
Yeah, but great clip. So are you?
Well, thanks so much.
When you you know, grew up, have you always been a drummer, also as kid, or
well, for as long as I can remember. I mean, if I don't know if I have to, yeah. Well, I can call myself a drummer, but yeah. I mean, somewhere when I was 5, apparently I said that I saw something on TV and I wanted to play drums. And my dad is a double bass player, and my mom is an oboe player.
Wow.
But my dad always wanted to play drums. So apparently, when he heard me say that, I think 5 minutes later we were in a music store with my uncle as well, and then. He traded in a bass for this drum kit, like a Tama Swing Star, like totally yellow. I didn't know about Tony Williams then, but actually I started out with a yellow drum kit, absolutely yellow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
I wish. No. No, I really wish, because I don't exactly remember the sizes of those shells, but I think it's pretty much what I would still request or make. So it's like it's really great. It's been there, that type of drum kit all my life. So yeah.
So, but the clip with your kid, that was from your last album? No, the album being.
Well,
2 or 3 years ago, right?
Well, the thing is that obviously with this kind of music, especially if you're independent, and I sort of earlier on sort of decided that I didn't want to be with a label anymore. So I released this quite a few years ago, I think, on Bandcamp only as a download, and I think like last year, somewhere end last year, I released it finally as a physical album, which, yeah, that was my previous album called Bevel Around the Edges. And there, yeah, you can still hear it properly and mastered, etc. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So, but on Bandcamp, you really, over the years you released several albums, right?
Way too many.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of I really like to challenge myself with that sort of thing. So because I'm in this band called Tristan, but if we don't if we just release something, and I like recording so much, and I like I don't know, composing. So I sort of set myself a goal to put a deadline, which is usually really ridiculous, because on Bandcamp you can only mention that 90 days prior to the release. So I really find that extremely handy for me, because I'm very critical about my own stuff, and I should. I should be, but
No, you shouldn't.
believe me. But if I don't do a thing like that, like setting a goal, like, okay, got 3 months to finish an album, then it will take really long time, because I did that before I knew, or before Bandcamp existed. I had this album in the works called Not This Time, and I had this goal in my head, and it ended up being released like a year later or something, and people started complaining because they could actually pre-order, and I had to every time write them, I'm sorry, but
It's not finished yet.
it's not ready, it's not good. And yeah, so then I found out about this, and it's really funny. It was really a hectic thing at the end, because I knew that it's this one actually, the Bevel Around the Edges, and it's the first physical release that I did in a very long time. And yeah, the date was coming closer and closer, and I really had to all of a sudden like not think too much anymore. That's one thing that I really regret, though. I have to tell you, there's one song. Let me see which one that is. I forgot to mention the percussion player
On the CD.
Martin Verdonk, and he asked me
Martin.
like, "Oh, Martin,
we know Martin. Yeah.
Martin asked me, "Oh, is it finished?" I said, "Yeah, man, it's great. I'm gonna send it to you now." And I sent it to him, and then I got a message the day after. I said, "Yeah, nice, but I'm not mentioned," and he's only on one track.
Oh shit.
Terrible.
Oh. We met Martin with
Martin.
Lucci and Special Effects
Oh,
a
great.
couple of years ago in Metropole in Hengelo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice
He's a
guy.
great
Very
player.
nice
He's
guy.
amazing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But
The guy anything cool.
before we talk now about your, I think, 19 albums that are out now on Bandcamp.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't do it on purpose.
I'm sure you did. But we should listen to some music, or George?
Yeah. Should we?
Why do I keep calling you George? His name is Georg. I don't know.
No problem. In the company, everybody calls me George all day.
Yeah.
So, should we have something from the latest album, the Allan Holdsworth kind of?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, please.
And then we talk about that. There's one song that you made a great clip, even a singer. The song's called Metal Fatigue, right?
Yeah.
That's a Allan Holdsworth.
This is actually from the Bevel Around the Edges
Okay.
album.
Okay. Anyway, let's. I messed it up. So let's have a look in that clip. That's amazing one. that's a cool clip. I really love the song. With the horns and all the players. Great players.
Oh, thanks so much.
And it's a little bit Steely Danish, right?
Yeah, Tom Walsh arranged those the horns, and that was really amazing. It also was the reason why I did the album after. That I thought, okay, maybe it would actually be worthy trying to do something like that. But yeah, I mean, Allan has been an influence for me, not just his music, but also just the personality, everything around it. Since I was probably 7 years old, because of my uncle. My uncle is a guitar player, and he gave us, sort of me, a tape from this album called Secrets, which I think is just insane. And it really hit me, or it struck me when I was that young, that I loved it. There was one song on it, not written by him, but by Steve Hunt, called Joshua. And at that time, when I was 7, I thought that was the most beautiful song, period. That couldn't be any more amazing. And I don't know why, but it really did something to me. I think in a good way. But I mean, he's been such an influence. And then later on, because I was so into reading the booklets of albums, and it's really started then. So I was checking who was playing on those songs and checking all those musicians, and therefore not only Allan but also the great Gary Husband really had a huge impact on me, and then fortunate enough to be playing with Gary Husband for quite a few times during my career was just insane, he was on keyboards then, because he's such a great keyboard player as well.
Yeah, he does both really great.
It's so much personality. I remember one of the first gigs. I was really, really nervous, obviously, and he was playing one of my tunes, and we're doing that live, and after the gig I said, oh man, sorry, I'm sort of copying all your licks, and he said, well, what licks? I didn't hear them. And I was thinking, yeah, right. But it's just amazing music, because you can keep on listening to it if you're into that stuff. I mean, for some that's just too much, which I also understand. But composition-wise, it's just so rich. And you can keep on listening to it and always hear something new, what they always say. But in this case, it's harmonically so rich that you can hear new notes there.
But
every time.
It's really unusual that you got hooked up to this music at the age of 7.
I don't know, because I didn't know any better, because my dad, is a great musician, and he got good taste. I think so. And even though he's classically trained, and before that, when he was young, he came from a pop group. He was playing what I consider great music around the house all the time, and so I remember he had a little studio next to my bedroom, and he didn't really care apparently about the volume of the music he was playing. So I would go to bed listening to Weather Report or Yellow Jackets, or I don't know, Marcus Miller, so many things. Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia, Domino Line. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Domino Line.
I mean, Stanley Clarke, everything. So that's what I knew from the beginning, anyways. And it's funny because he is a classically trained musician. He was in the radio orchestra of Holland, and but I think at that time, the classical music that they would play at home was usually Bach, yeah, and then fusion, you know. And he was a teacher at the conservatory, and he would also like suck up all the music that his students would bring to him, and it's really, really. I don't know if it's strange. It's just that if you are introduced to, I don't know, you call that intellectual music? I don't want to sound.
I don't
weird.
know.
Because I think pop music is also intellectual, but
Yeah. There's only good music and bad music for me. You know?
yeah, well, there's
things I like,
some
things I
names-
don't like, and even the things I think they're bad must not be bad. They can be
Yeah,
good,
well,
but I just
I
don't
don't know.
like.
There
Yeah.
are exceptions. That's really crap. But
Yeah, there are some. But
I'll mention
yeah,
Louis Miguel for somebody. But it's
I don't know.
I don't know any of the music, but I'm just a believer.
So
But
your father just was doing his job, and you heard this and you saw it, what he was doing, but he never
well-
said, Sebastian, come on, learn an instrument or whatever. You did it on your own.
no,
Or
only
was there
when I said
some
that I
direction?
wanted to become a drummer when I was 5, or maybe I sneezed. Nobody knows, but apparently all of a sudden I had this drum kit. I remember actually that we went to the store with my uncle and him, and he bought this blue little snare drum with a little stand with one mini cymbal on it, and he put it in front of me, and I did like pum pum. Psh. And he said, "Okay, that won't work. Let's go back." And then we bought the whole drum kit. So yeah, it was hilarious, but like really great because I really remember that still. And my uncle was also always really very interested in so my dad's brother in all these different kind of in music in that direction. So and then they played together obviously, and later I even played with them like many times. We would rehearse somewhere in Holland, and yeah, it was great. So
So it was a
I'm very fortunate.
professional surrounding at a very young age for you.
Well, yeah, because my uncle also he had like great equipment at home to record. Like he had a little home studio, and that inspired my dad, I think, also to do so. And they recorded from very young, anyways. So we always had this home recording studio in our place, and I think there was one time where I wanted to quit playing drums.
Yeah.
When I was 11 or so, because I have this thing that when it's like getting your driver's license. As soon as there's somebody next to me who's going to tell me what's right or wrong, I'll do everything wrong. And as soon as I got my driver's license, I thought, "Oh, wow, that's how you do it." So it's like I had that moment, and then my dad had a talk with my teacher and a talk with me, like. It's a pity because you already played this instrument for a while, and maybe I had a talk with my drum teacher, and then he asked me what music do I actually like after a long time. But and I mentioned Marcus Miller, and then he said, "Well, that's actually mostly with a drum computer." And I thought, no. I was really upset, and I went up to my dad, who was in his studio. Said during the lesson, I said. Because he came to teach at home. I said, but I like Marcus Miller, but it's not, that's with real drums, right? And my dad, no. So I went back to my teacher, and then he also sort of understood that I actually was really interested. So funny enough, he introduced me to, and this is very, it's so typical to say, but then he gave me a tape of Toto. And then my whole life just changed again. Because I could have a CD again and read liner notes and check who was playing what. And then I had my Porcaro period, which you don't hear much probably in my playing, but it's really there.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I'm referring to the clip we just saw. I recognized the drummer, but who was the guitar player?
Yeah, that's my evil twin sister. Yeah.
So you're also a guitar player. That's why you're doing a Allan Holdsworth record and
Well,
I'm really amazed. I mean,
I really for a long time I really wanted to be more a guitar player than a drummer, because it's a melodic and harmonic instrument, and I thought that would be so amazing. And then I was introduced to Steve Lukather, and that was my idol for a long time. And I thought, how cool would it be if you were on stage and you could press a pedal and the whole crowd will just hear like a wall of sound. And that's what I loved so much, and wished I could, still wish I could. But I was on a level, so not being arrogant here, but I was on a level with drums that I would find very difficult to achieve quickly, because I have no patience to achieve on guitar. But I always kept on having one in my hands the whole time. And at one point, again, my dad, I mean, it's amazing, or my parents actually, I mean, it really affects both of them, but they bought me a really nice guitar. That's that one. Which is
that's a bass right there. I can
Allan
see a bass.
Holdsworth.
I can see a bass right there at your wall. Where's the guitar?
That's the bass. Sorry, you got good eyes.
Wow.
This is the guitar. Yeah.
Oh, it looks nice.
It's a carving Allan Holdsworth, so that's why you will never see me on stage playing guitar.
But
how embarrassing would that be?
But coming back to the clip where we have seen you playing, that's actually a guitar that you built by yourself, right?
Oh yeah. That's here.
That's you have it.
That's this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I
always wanted to have a headless guitar, and but I chose the wrong profession, so I don't have any money. So I thought, well, I was already starting to build other things, and then I had this piece of walnut, and I thought, well, why not try and build the guitar of my dreams? So that was that.
I mean, that's amazing. You play drums like hell. You play guitar. You build your own
not guitar like hell. Really.
You compose records like, I don't know what, like the baker is baking bread.
That's a funny thing, because I don't really consider. I really find that a strange thing to call myself a composer. But and I say that with true honesty, because I think it's. If I see like my colleagues, how they make music or how they write their tunes, and then how I do that, I think like I'm an absolute amateur. Because it's just I don't know. But I like to spend the time on it. I really have very little patience, but sometimes when you have this little part that sounds nice.
But as Ralph said, it's just great music. There's no right or doing it wrong. If the output is amazing. Should we have another look into one of the tracks?
I love it.
From that's actually from the latest album. Which one should we choose? The Devil Take the Hindmost?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's featuring which players?
That's with Lil Larson on keys, and I got Adrian Fro on bass.
On bass, yeah, amazing. Let's have a look into that one.
To make me sound better.
Wow. Adrian Farrow is such a great player.
Oh yeah, but actually, well, you didn't hear Lil now, but he's also like both of them. I thought that would be a really great combination. And yeah, Alien, that's great.
So you knew him before? You knew him before, or you just got in contact with him and asked him to play on your track?
We recorded, or he recorded for me on U-Turn. One of my, that was my second solo album, and solo attempt. And yeah, I was playing with Gary Willis for a while. We had a little band, and yeah, then I was looking for something new, and then all of a sudden I saw Adrian, or I heard Adrian playing with I think it was Chicoria? No. Well, anyway, it was just some. Oh no, of course not. John McLaughlin, and but he was like 17-year-old or so, and yeah, I thought, wow, maybe let's try that.
But we talked to Adrian, and he actually was in our first episode.
Oh, really?
He was playing in the band with Birelli Lagreen.
Oh, great! Yeah.
He had an electric band at that time, and Adrian was the bassist. But Adrian said that that his father was drilling him to do the bass, and that when he was young, he hated it, to be drilled by his father to play the bass. So it's the opposite thing at your compared to you.
Well, I'm not telling you everything, of course.
So here we are. Now we're talking.
No, it was actually it's actually more kind of cute. My grandmother from my mom's side would often be there, and then I would say, I want to play outside now, and then my grandmother would say, yeah, but you still have to practice your drums, right? And then we would go to the basement, and she would sit on the stairs, and she was already like in her 80s or so. And she would sit there and listen to me play drums, and would tell me like, what do you think yourself? Is this good? He didn't know, actually, but so yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah.
No, but Adrian is insane. I mean, it's
amazing.
One of the, but I mean, there's really great musicians around, and we mustn't forget, and I really also don't forget that I'm not only into just playing a lot of notes or playing great. I mean, Adrian is much more than that. It's especially now along the line, he's sounding well. Yeah, it's one of the best on the planet. For sure.
He's a real artist. He's really
but he can also just play one note and it sounds great. So it's that's the thing, and people mustn't forget that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do all these compositions. Are you doing them at home or at the piano or at the computer? How do you work?
Well, it's very difficult when you have. I do. I mean, I can read notes. I've been to conservatory, etc. But I actually do most of the things just by ear. And but the difficulty in there is that if I would only do that one way, that I will start to do the same thing over and over again. So I try to just move to another instrument sometimes. So I have a Fender Rhodes here. Guess who bought that for me? And so sometimes I do yeah. I got great parents. Yeah. So sometimes I do that on Rhodes. Like yesterday, I started a new song for Tristan, and yeah, then I try to play it on Rhodes just for fun. I'm a terrible keyboard player, but I know. Well, I think you can really trust your ear more than you think. So if you think that it sounds then it's not good. So then you try something else. And I mean, most of the time I would start on guitar, but I had also my time where I would just like we with Tristan, we're actually sponsored by Steinberg, so Cubase. We use that most of the time, but I would also try something funny like Fruity Loops. Well, actually, it's also a serious program, but just to try different things, you know, to get new ideas. And so it can be guitar, it can be drums that I start with, or it can be what really helped for me was creating some weird loop with that could be percussion, and I would use anything. I haven't got so many that many percussion instruments here, but I would use. Oh yeah, I regret saying this now. Beer cans or
Why not?
anything like a bicycle, you know.
Right.
You can make a great sound by recording the bicycle upside down and the wheel turning, because you have this. I used that on some songs. I built a drum set for my oldest son when he was 1, and it's really tiny, and I would record a loop on that, and that was really funny because I recorded something and it was sort of on the side. It was working on a record, and then I needed one more tune, and then I found this loop again where I'm playing on that, and I actually filmed it. It was ridiculous because it ended up. I asked Randy Brecker to play trumpet on it, and I got Jim Baird playing keyboard solo.
Jim Baird. Oh wow!
Turned out like oh wow. But,
that's amazing.
It's just, I mean, for anybody, if you want to, like, don't think too much about rules in any case, or if you think that you can't compose. I'm not a composer, but I'm composing. You know, I just force myself to start something and end it as soon as possible, like a form, and then, you know, then walk away, preferably. And then listen back to it the next day, because it's like, oh, maybe that's I'm onto something, or I don't know what I'm onto, but yeah.
And when do you know that the composition is finished?
When I'm really fed up with it.
You cannot hear it anymore.
No.
Right?
That's another thing that I would really like to say is that that it's so important to remember why you're actually doing this stuff. Is that you're making music because you love it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong, I feel, with after a while when you look back to it, or like I say, you walk out and the next day you walk in, that you really enjoy what you've actually done. And that's the same with when you see yourself back on video and audio, obviously. But of course, there's many times where I think like, oh man, just why don't you practice? That would help. But there's also many times where I think, wow, is that me? And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And it also doesn't say that I think that I'm so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
So you surprise yourself sometimes.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for, I think. Yeah. Because it's very easy to fall back in your own cliches.
Yeah.
And also for my own playing, I had this, like I have this. I think a lot of people have it, but when you go through your studies at like a proper school, you have your times where you absolutely hate it. For many reasons. I got many reasons, but also love it. And I also got many reasons why I would love it. And but what I had at a certain time was that I had to sort of teach myself how to not be bored. So I was trying to figure out ways to surprise myself. And well, you don't have to be Einstein to figure out how to do that, because you just avoid everything that you normally do, and you'll be really surprised, because then it's like, oh, you can do that too. Is that allowed? Why not?
Yeah,
It's
Cool.
music.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love your approach. I mean, it's really,
absolutely.
really something else. Georg, do you have some more music?
Yeah, please.
We have some. You sent me some great clips. I'm not sure which one we should look into. This 60 Men of Tain or the Non-Brute Condiment.
Well, you pick, but that both features one of my absolute favorite guitarists of this time. Yeah, it's unbelievable, this guy.
Okay, let's
Ridiculous. But also, maybe 60 Men of Tain, because it featured my very long, not lost, but a buddy of mine called Franz, and he deserves a lot of credit too.
So I will choose that one. The 60 Men of Tain. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
You will have to hear the bass solo first.
Ah.
Wow.
Sorry for interrupting the guitar. Great.
No, it's okay, but people really have to start. Well, they have to check this guy out, Josh Meader.
Ah, the guitar player, yeah.
Ridiculous, that guy. Very young and very nice guy. I think personality always speaks
Yeah,
when you
Of
listen
course.
to how they play, right?
yeah.
Of course.
So with Franz,
Except in my playing. Except in my
come on. So, but with Franz and you playing together since decades, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when, but I think it was like 2001 or something. I don't know, or 3, somewhere. When I actually I wanted to start this new band, Tristan, and I was looking for a bass player and I couldn't find one, and then somebody recommended him, and then I was living in a dark hole of Holland, and they told me about him, and I asked, where does he live, and he was living also in a very, very dark hole. And I thought, oh no way, I'm gonna ask that guy then. That won't be any good, And but then we called, and then I was very surprised because he asked me, where do you live, and I mentioned where, and he thought, maybe not. But we did meet up, and then that was like an instant click. I really love the guy, and he's one of the most wonderful bass players and great guy that we have that we have. and we should be thankful for that. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, ever since, I mean, we've done so many things. We wanted to start, or he was also really into that idea of starting Tristan. But that was very difficult because to find people that really understood what we were trying to do, yeah, it was tough. And therefore, we made more fusion albums.
Just to fill the gap.
And that was great.
But with Tristan, you already have how many? Four albums?
Yeah, 5.
5. Yeah. And the last album was called the Spice of 5, right?
Yeah.
And that brings I think at least my impression with Tristan, you are more really a band. You are developing the songs together.
Yeah,
it's
was
not just
more because
one.
we just we wanted to sound a little bit more live, like how we do on the album, because we had we think big, big productions. So if and that all without any budget, obviously. So we rely on people's love for music and trust that we will actually call them sometime for a gig. But then we end up, and we did that. We did a live album that when we really wanted to make it sound like the album, we would have 14 people on stage, and try that in Birdland in Hamburg. That's something. And so we thought, okay, let's do one with just the 5 of us, and it worked really great. It was so much fun, and we're doing that now too because we just started a new album. Yeah. I mean, it's we had to sort of find ourselves again because we had to change lead singer, and for no bad reasons, by the way. But
I think Evelyn issued a very nice message about it on.
Oh yeah,
on social media, explaining why, and she did it very emotional, and I think it was a great message.
From the moment that we were called Tristan, she was there, and yeah, I mean, she helped us also, like, getting where we are now, and yeah, it's a great singer. I mean. Some people say, like, okay, well, that will be like ridiculous to replace, but I don't see it that way. I mean, you don't replace somebody. It's just that one
moving forward.
That happened, and for those who care, it's actually a really nice thing. She's moving to Ireland, and that's going to be a great time, and for her and a new phase in her life.
Before we talk a little bit more about Tristan, should we have a look? We can take a clip from the album, Hands Up, or you with the band, still with Evelyn, you created a song or a clip, in Corona times.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Which one would you prefer?
I think it's your show.
Okay.
I'm already way too much involved.
Play the Corona clip, Georg.
So the lock-up session, that's what you call it, right?
The lock-up sensation.
Play this one.
Lock-up sensation with Tristan. Have fun.
Loving, gets boring. My home is in your heart, baby. I've been loving you too long. I've been loving you too long.
You know what?
So-
I think these kind of clips really helped some people to get through the lockdown, you know.
I think so.
I think so. There were many bands who did clips like this, and yours is fantastic. And I enjoy this
Thanks
so
so
much, you know, to have at least the feeling the musicians are playing there live for you, you know. Even
I
if
think
you
the good
can't
thing is
go to
that
a
you can
concert.
still see that they have fun. You know, that's what comes across.
Of course, I
think.
mean,
Yeah.
we know each other for way too much that you can put us as far apart as you want, but we'll still sound sort of like closer together, I guess. I mean, well, it feels that way.
Yeah. Now it would be the time that technology should be so far that you could play live on the internet from every part of the world, wherever you are.
Yeah, part of me.
That should
part
be
of me,
there. You know?
No, please no. Like, forget about that. I really want to be in a really small club with a way too small stage, and
Okay.
way too close to the bar, or the door opening to the
Close to
toilet,
the bar.
and smelling geese shoes, and yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah,
I miss that very
you're-
much.
We
You're
fully
perfectly right.
support that. We fully support that.
Yeah, like how far apart can we be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it keeps us closer, and technology can help in those situations as we
Definitely.
are
I
now.
mean, that's what we're doing right now, right? I mean, can't thank
mean-
you guys enough.
I'm the last one who says no to a beer that comes across when I'm playing
True,
a
but
keyboard
also,
in the
I mean-
corner of a pub, and you know, and everybody gives me a beer, and
Yeah.
after the first set, I'm completely drunk.
Yeah, hey, but guys, I mean, you're doing this, and it's really nice. And you just got a new place, and I mean, I want to congratulate you on that, because, yeah, I mean, you're helping keeping this music and yeah, giving some attention, you know. No, but it's great,
Yeah.
and I hear that when it's possible again, that we can come there and listen to.
Absolutely.
Would be
Yeah.
awesome. You're always
You are
welcome.
always
you know,
welcome.
anytime you like.
I demand. You can pass
Well,
me the beer. Well
we
played.
have to think about it, but no, always welcome, Sebastiaan.
Yeah,
Whenever you want to come, we have to set up the studio a little bit, and we're going to make a test with my band probably next month, and then we can invite you
Great.
and other fantastic musicians, and we would love it.
So Tristan, you're saying you're working now on the new album, right? Is this something that in now these Corona days you started with the other guys, to develop?
Yeah, we got a great singer called Jay-Z, and she and all of us now, they're really working hard on getting something new out, and we did I started with Cohen here in my studio, and we recorded like 10 tracks in 2 days. It was crazy, but very cool. And yeah, we're working on that very hard. And yeah, what is it? April next year it should be out. And again, a little bit Spice of Five kind of idea with a subtitle called "No Toms Allowed." Because it was a technical problem, but and I thought, it's just demos, But of course, at the end, it's not demos, and I'm not using any toms, and I just get to use my own drums that I'm building and snare drums. Only at the moment snare drums. I'm using.
We
snare
need to
drums a
talk.
lot.
We need to talk about that as well. But one word, as you said before, you kind of will never find an end on creating something. That sounds to me like the complete opposite. You know, you played most likely first take on everything, and then
Yeah, I told you that yesterday. It's actually true in this case. Funny enough, like I would never normally do that on my own, but
Yeah.
because it was me and Cohen here in the studio, and he was instantly like filming when I was playing.
You
So I
sent
thought,
me a
"Oh,
clip.
shit,
We should
now
have.
I have to play well." So
So you sent me the clip. I think we should have a look on that one. It's as you
Okay.
said, it's
with my own built snare drum, right?
okay. Then
That's very
after
important.
that, we have to talk about that as well. Here's the clip. Amazing. We would love to see more.
Oh yeah, that's extremely rough. I think, and without real bass, actually, that's literally what we recorded that day. And yeah, well, because of this circumstance, we have to do certain things remote. So yeah, but it works,
And you said you built your own snare drum.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's
I stopped with an endorsement, and actually I didn't stop. Well, okay, like those guys. But I decided, no, not this. Hate those guys. But I decided, okay, you know what? We got this Corona thing going on, and I'll start a new hobby. And but I knew about this. For a while, and I was working on it also quite some time. And then I really was diving in deep, trying to figure out how to make stave drums, because those are my favorite. Yeah, I was learning along the way and tried a lot of things and experimented. And then all of a sudden I had this one drum that is just like seriously the best drum I've ever played. But that was truly by accident, like I didn't know what I was doing, and but it was just such a great thing. And I thought, okay, well, if I can make this drum, then I'll make a new set myself. And now it's like the greatest thing, because I've been building quite a few, and some totally failed, some are just ridiculous. And I'm now going to be building my own drums from now. I made a whole new workshop, and I had some really nice requests from people who liked what they heard, and they want a drum built by me, which is like, wow, okay. And yeah, so it's something that
I followed you on when you posted all the developments on when you created it on Facebook. That was really amazing to see, where you started with just some wood, and then you created the frame, and then all the steps. I think I have a picture that for the audience can.
Well, I checked this guy, and that really that's when also really struck me. This guy called Joseph Center. He's incredible, and everybody should check out his videos. They're really entertaining. Or for me, like that's like when he puts on a new video, I'm there with a bag of chips and a beer, and like oh yeah, here we go. And I love that. and I really love to learn about wood, like because they're all so different. They all smell different when you saw them, and I made some crazy stuff already, and well, that's the thing now, especially with the new Tristan album. No toms allowed. So, how many snares can I build?
Yeah,
I mean,
Amazing.
I'm working on a drum kit, like my main drum kit for now, and yeah, I think it's going to be much better than a certain brand.
It's probably will.
Yeah.
I'm so blown away by your activities. You compose your own music for your solo records. You compose and produce for Tristan. You build your own drum set.
Are you saying that I'm a lunatic?
You have a family with kids, and you have all this universe around you going on. How do you manage? Do you wake up and you say, today I'm going to work on a snare drum, or today I'm going to work on a Tristan composition, or today I'm going to work on a solo composition, or how do you manage your time?
Sounds like the day before. The day before, I think I'm going to wake up early, and I'm first going to start building, and then later on I'll compose something, etc., etc., and then I'll be happy if I've done one thing. But also for everybody, if you want to do something, just don't think that you can't. Just why on earth would you not be able to do it? Because other people can do it.
Yeah.
And if it takes a little bit longer time, then so what? And I really, for me, that's hilarious when I read that. When I post something and then underneath they say that I can do anything. That's absolutely like a big joke. But I just put my focus on it. And I think that really helps. I mean, I got in a certain way a busy life because I got too many ideas and really not enough time. But I don't know. I focus on the stuff that I like. And
it's better than the other way around. Too much time and no ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got too many. There were already some popping up while we were talking.
Keep us in the loop. Keep us in the loop.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. But you guys, well, I hope you keep up this great work. And
we will.
Yeah, for us, it's not work.
No.
And that's probably the clue. We're doing this just for fun,
Yeah, that's my problem too.
Like other guys playing golf in our age, and we're doing this. So we like it and we do it, and we want to,
really,
bring probably maybe a little public to the music that we like, and that you guys like you are doing. And so,
thanks so much. I mean, it's really, it means the world, and that's from the heart, because it's not easy right now for most of us, and this sort of thing, maybe brings us together a little bit closer. So that's really nice.
That will be a good effect of this pandemic.
Yeah.
So, are you looking forward? Are you planning any live shows under whatever circumstances?
Yeah, that's the funny thing. We actually got a pretty good agenda for next year with Tristan. We try, but it's a delicate thing. Like, I really don't know what to think about it.
So,
but my guess is actually that it's gonna be okay eventually. I mean,
I think that as well.
Would you consider to play in I don't know the English word, autokino? You probably understand it because.
Yeah, why not? I mean, have you got one?
Yeah, I can build one in my garden.
Oh, cool.
I mean, 2 cars.
I'll come.
One musician and.
I'll come. I mean, the easy part of this new album, because if we come with Tristan, and it's no toms allowed, I only have to.
The setup is quick,
Yeah, and then I can come and play. Yeah. No. Well, of course. No. We would do that.
Yeah. What we can really plan is in maybe during this winter to have a session in our new basement.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
We can do it under Corona circumstances whatsoever. It's big enough. And
Well, I just ordered a new dust mask on Amazon.
Mhm.
So
So-
I'll be safe.
Yeah, we
It
are
said
prepared.
it was safe for any type of fumes and mist and anything. I'll be there.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
for me too.
That was a great hour. You know, I think we can talk forever, and we should really
Yeah, sorry about that.
we should really catch up. You know, with new stories and follow your activities and bring you to our basement or whatever. Thanks
I wanna
for
come
this one. That
and
was
see, yeah.
amazing stories, amazing insights, and I think, you know, as Ralph said, you know, we really love your approach to things, to music, to everything. It was
Really
great to have
inspiration.
you.
Really an
Yeah, well,
inspiration.
meant a lot to me as well. And yeah, thanks so very much. And yeah, I love you guys. I mean, keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Great.
Okay, talk to you next time.
Sebastian, take care and all the best to
I
you
will
and
be
your
here.
family. And say hi to the band, and
I will do.
we're looking forward to
I hope they
meeting
weren't
you.
looking.
I will. You will get the comments.
So it was great.
Thanks so much.
Great to having you.
Cheers,
Take
guys.
care.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
This is not coffee, by the way.
Bye bye.